Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
But I would still like to be excited about the Hall of Fame. But if I look at Jeremy Roenick, stick with me. And you too, son. As Colonel Parker said to Elvis, my boy.
My boy.
You pay attention, my boy. Jeremy Roenick played 1,363 games. 1,363. He had 1,216 points. Henrik Sedin played 1,330 games. Almost identical. 1,330 versus 1,070 points. Henrik Sedin wasn't even a point-a-game guy. Nor was Jeremy Roenick, but Roenick's numbers are way better than Sedin's, and Sedin got in. Neither one has a Stanley Cup. Theo does, and Theo's an over-a-point-a-game guy. And throw in the Olympic gold and the World Men's Championships and the World Juniors too. I'm starting to think, so it's not just Theo. JR's battling some sort of stigma or something.
Yeah.
Because JR should probably be in the Hockey Hall of Fame too. And I'm like, so basically this, I believe the guy's name was Brad that sent it to me. I don't know him, but I'm like, I'm kind of turning a little bit in my interest on the Hockey Hall of Fame then. If guys that should be in aren't in for whatever reason, ignorance, the stigma with Theo, or a grudge or ego, which I'm assuming is JR's, I'm not as interested as I used to be. How about that?
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how big of a fan of Patrick Roy are you? I'm an 11 out of 10, and the literal translation of Roy is king. Part of the reason I love him so much is that we are very similar, and my guess is the book on Patrick Roy would be very similar to what the book is on me. He's uncontrollable. My dad would be proud of that fact.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It absolutely is. Happy Monday, Canada, and happy July 4th to our American friends. Happy Independence Day. Welcome to the Rod Pedersen Show. We are broadcasting live from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, Calgary's entertainment destination, across all 10 provinces and 31 states on Game Plus television. We're also live streaming on YouTube, and I see a lot of comments coming in from the chat. How was the long weekend? Welcome back, Rod and Moose, and so forth. Let's bring the Moose in. Darren DuPont, it's been since Thursday, don't you know, since we've been on the air, Moose, here at Grey Eagle. Our 14th week begins today at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Absolutely, Calgary's entertainment destination. We do have a live studio audience here today. And we had mentioned last week that we're going to be broadcasting live from a rodeo arena this week, and we are. Starting tomorrow, Cody Snyder's Bull Bustin', which doesn't actually begin till Wednesday, correct?
I think so, yeah.
But we're going to be in the bowl, the arena. All the funny stories that go along with that, just wait until tomorrow, okay?
Yeah.
We'll talk about the weekend here, and before we get into the quick six show topics and the stuff that we normally do, and I'll tell you that we're going to be joined by TSN Montreal's John Liu today, and also Sportsnet Flames host Ryan Leslie. So there's going to be a lot of hockey talk, but there will be some CFL talk and so forth. But again, 3 days off. I love it. I ran into a guy here the other day, former Calgary Sun writer. I won't name him, but he said, do you think you'll ever get back into the play-by-play? And I'm like, no, dude, no. And this weekend was a great example. While we're out, I'm in Canmore, and people are boating, and people having fun. There's a lot of guys that are working all weekend.
I know.
Everybody's working for the weekend. Not me. You know?
And how nice was it?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't want to give up summers. I don't want to give up weekends. So thanks. You do you, me do me. It's great. But I'm trying. A couple things are going on here, Moose. Before we get into the sports, and I know people tune in, they like the stories, they like the sizzle and the pop that don't necessarily go along with sports. One, Saturday I was at Chinook Center Mall. You were with me.
Yeah.
And we were in the bookstore, Chapters Indigo Chapters, and this young lady came up to me and she says, she blew right by me, and then she came back, she's like, excuse me, are you Rod Pedersen? And I said, as a matter of fact, I am. I'm Jayla. I love your show. I listen every day. And I said, if you don't mind me asking, how did you find us? And she said, I searched CFL podcasts, and yours came up number 1. And I said, well, thank you so much, Jayla. You betcha. And I said, is there anything that you'd like to see more of or less of? And she's like, well, more Stamps coverage would be nice. And so that's asking you shall receive. So that's coming up. And then the other thing is, people wonder how things are going at Grey Eagle for us or in Calgary. The Cody Snyder Bull Busting begins. It goes Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I think, here at Grey Eagle. Mm-hmm. It's sold out every night but Friday. You can go to Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.ca for your tickets, or Cody Snyder's Bull Busting itself. Of the 2023 Ferrari car lineup by my guy Joel, and I'm like, oh, they lost me, I think. Can you hear me? I'm back.
Okay.
And I'm like, I can't. Yeah. What? I'll probably go to the Ferrari unveiling, but what do you wear to an unveiling of the new Ferrari car line for 2023? What would you wear?
I know, right? Like a suit. You could wear anything, I think. Almost anything. I mean, you could go suit and tie. I think I'd be pretty comfortable going as I'm dressed right now, kind of a little business casual.
But not my usual Under Armour golf shirt. Runners,
not
as
if
we
it's
say in shorts.
Evening affair.
As an evening affair.
Yeah.
And then Thursday, it's the Calgary Stampeders and the Edmonton Elks to kick off week 5 in the CFL. So I'm like, there's a lot going on. And it's starting to happen again. The bane of my existence was not being able to be in 2 places at once. It's happening again.
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out. I know nobody feels sorry for me. But and your weekend, sir?
Yeah, it was great. Well, we went to Top Gun for a second time on Saturday night, and it was awesome. So that was great. And then got to play a lot of tennis, found some new spots in the city, some great views. So that was really cool, and got to relax a bunch too.
The viewers will see that I got a haircut, and I'm sitting in the haircut place, and I said to the guy cutting my hair, who reminded me a lot of Freddie Mercury, to be honest with you, which is cool as hell. I said, what's with all the accents? Everybody coming in here is either not speaking English or has a thick European accent. He goes, Stampede.
Yeah.
The world's coming here. Again, new for me. Love it.
Oh, it's amazing.
Learning something new.
$540 million expected to be pumped into the Calgary economy.
How about that? So that's what's going on. We're having a big time, and I just love it. So can you hit the quick stick show horn, please, Director Jordan? Thank you. I'll tell the CFL fans, and Jayla probably will be more CFL talk in the second segment here of Hour 1. So that's just going to keep you on the line. The Winnipeg Jets, point 1, have made it official, hiring Rick Bowness as their new head coach. The 67-year-old Bowness spent most of the past 3 seasons coaching the Dallas Stars. He led them to the 22 Stanley Cup final. Then this year they lost in overtime in Game 7 to Calgary. He started his coaching career with the Jets back in the 80s, 88-89 as a matter of fact. The former right winger ended his NHL playing career with Winnipeg in the 82 playoffs. Like, he's a longtime Winnipeg guy, originally from Moncton, New Brunswick. And Dave Lowry finished last season as Winnipeg's interim head coach after current Florida coach Paul Maurice stepped down in December. So before we go any further, the poll question today, we have a lot of Winnipeg viewers watching on Game Plus television out there, carried by Bell MTS Cable and also YouTube as well. Is this a good hiring for the Winnipeg Jets, Rick Bowness? Listen, I've been around Rick Bowness for a very long time. I don't know him well, but I remember his stint with the Jets in the 80s. It wasn't that great. Whose was? I know that he was the first ever head coach of the Ottawa Senators. Every year they finished dead last in the division. But that was the expansion Ottawa Senators, when the expansion rules back then made it impossible for you to be good forever. So don't put that on Rick Bowness. If you're simply going to look at his winning percentage, you're going to think, and Jets fans, but with a good team, took the Dallas Stars to the Stanley Cup final. Quite frankly, I don't think they had any business being in this series with the Calgary Flames, but they almost beat him in round 1. I was there. He's a good coach. And between the Jets and Ottawa stint in Dallas, he had over 1,000 games as an assistant in Phoenix and the Islanders and Tampa Bay. Their experiences. So for that reason, yeah, it's not Barry Trotz. And I think that's another reason why they're upset in Winnipeg, that it's Rick Bowness and not Barry Trotz. But I'm at least willing to give it a chance.
Yeah.
You?
No. The biggest thing is it's just vanilla, right? I think that's where they come in, because they had Barry Trotz on the hook, right? Barry Trotz was on the hook, and this hiring comparatively isn't one of the flashy names. It wasn't Tortorella. You end up, it feels like, with the leftovers, and that's what you have to deal with, right? But you know what? He did good things with the Dallas Stars team. I think he helped them overachieve last year in the playoffs to get where they did and make the push that they had. But we'll see. I would say be patient if you're a Jets fan.
We'll be kicking that around as the program goes along. I see a lot of people are excited about tonight's CFL game. They're calling it Canadian Monday Night Football. And just hang on to your bingo cards. We're getting to it. Our NHL coverage is brought to you by Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, the preferred plumbing, heating, and cooling company of the Rod Pedersen Show. To schedule maintenance or to learn more about our services, call 306-781-2090 or visit us at broncoplumbing.com. And again, for those that are all getting geeked up for tonight's CFL game and what's happened so far in Week 4 of the Canadian Football League, just don't get your underwear in a bunch. We're getting to it. Point 2, got to say this. You and I went to the wonderful Grey Eagle prime rib buffet last night. Came back to my room by 6:45 p.m. That's what it did to me. Knocked me up. Woke up 2 hours later to the exciting finish of the USFL game, featuring my guy Corey Chamberlain's Birmingham Stallions and the Philadelphia Stars. And when I say my guy Corey Chamberlain, there will be people in the Rider Nation that scoff and say, well, by the end, you and Shane weren't even talking to each other. True, but we got over it. And Corey and I are on that list of guys that left the Rough Riders and went on to wonderful things. And he is, if not the defensive coordinator, which I think he is, at least the DB coach of the Birmingham Stallions. And they won 33-30 of the game in Canton, Ohio last night. Scooby Wright, that's his name, Scooby Wright, the 2014 Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year, provided the game-clinching pick 6 for the Birmingham Stallions. And I'll say this, I watched Week 1 of the USFL, and I didn't watch any until last night.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like you watched any of it.
I didn't, unfortunately. But you know what? They took some strides. They got through a full season and finished it off, and there was some buzz on social media. I actually saw some buzz on social media, so hopefully they can carry it over into your team.
I feel like you and I follow very different accounts on social media because I couldn't get away from the USFL stuff. It was always up in my face, which is a good thing. Yeah. On their behalf, that's what you want. Mm-hmm. I'd like to think that people can't get away from us, that we're always up in their face.
That's right.
And I think that we are. So congrats, Chain. Another championship, and we'll see where it goes from there, but it sounds like the USFL isn't going away. But there's a few development leagues. That's one, and if the CFL is a development, I don't know where the USFL is going, because the XFL is the premier development league of the NFL. I think we can say that, right? He's got The Rock taking workout videos with XFL gear on.
Oh, yeah.
Who would want to partner with a loser like that? The Rock.
And it looks good, too. It's unreal.
We don't want to change. Yeah. Be careful what you wish for. By the way, we're unveiling one new huge sponsor by Taco Time, as you know. I'm going to move on to Week 3 in the Canadian Football League, and then we'll revisit it. Here's what's happened so far. We haven't been on the air since WestJet, Nathan Rourke, went into Ottawa with the BC Lions. Calgary staff watched it. You, me, and Lee. Jimmy wasn't there. BC Lions went to 3-0. Then Friday night, the stunner that you called, Moose, the Edmonton Elks beat the Hamilton Tiger Cats 29-25 in the Hammer. Can we even call that an upset? I'm not sure you can call that an upset.
I don't know if you can anymore.
Not based by the records. And then Saturday, Saskatchewan stopped Montreal 41-20, and I watched that. I treated myself to a steak at the fanciest hotel and restaurant in Canmore, and I watched it on my own, and it was awesome. The Rider win. It was just a good night. So that's what's happened so far. And then Monday Night Football tonight, Winnipeg Blue Bombers at Toronto. Winnipeg favored by 5. Things continue to have pretty good sizzle.
Yeah, no, they really do. I thought, the games were awesome. And, for me, it was good to see Trey Ford get the win. He didn't put up flashy numbers like Nathan Rourke did, but he still did enough to get the win. And for Nathan Rourke, we wondered how he would deal with some adversity. Well, he had some adversity early on in that game. An interception, a couple of them, and, some incomplete passes. But I thought he responded quite nicely and ended up putting together a really tidy game, and they continue to roll. So 2 really great storylines in the league.
You seemed a little surprised because initially you weren't the biggest Trey Ford backer in that game. Am I right?
Well,
you kind of just alluded to that.
And my thing with Trey Ford, what I saw anyways, is there's no lack of ability. He can throw the ball. He can run. The thing that's lacking, and this happens with young quarterbacks all the time, is just the decision-making is not quick enough. He's not quick enough to pull the trigger on his first or second read, and he just, relies too much on the legs. So every time it's read, roll out, roll out, roll out, right? And it got him into trouble early in that game.
Yeah, so for the viewers, as you know, the viewership's climbing on YouTube. I would assume it is on Game Plus too. This moves fast. I'm trying to get through our quick 6 show topics. We could sit here and talk about Rick Bowness all day. John Ohm in Winnipeg says, well, if we're bringing back Rick Bowness to be head coach of the Winnipeg Jets, then go full retro and bring in Kurt Kielbach to do play-by-play. But I'm going to move on. I'm not going to sit and talk about this because this is our time to get caught up on the weekend, Moose. But you're the guy that says you can never go back. You've said it a million times. Why is the sequel never as good as the first? Why when the Full House reunion was never as good? Right?
Yeah.
With Bob Saget and the original John Stamos. It's just never as good. You can't go back. Winnipeg Jets are going to try it. And by the way, I understand that I'm a lone voice in the wilderness saying, let's at least give Rick Bowness a chance. But I can see why you wouldn't want to if you're Winnipeg Jets fans. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm saying this is what I'm going to do. And now I'm getting off topic. I wanted to stay in the CFL for a second. I'm going to be thinking about J-Lo for a very long time when she said, how about some more Stamps coverage? And I'm sitting there going, it's the most drama-less franchise in sport.
Yeah.
They're 3-0. Ho-hum. Bo's going to start this week. What is there to say?
I know.
That's not a problem, but I just come from Riderville where it's drama central. I might have made it that, you know what I mean? But so what is there to say about the Calgary Stampeders? But they are in Edmonton Thursday. We'll come back on that, but
sure.
Looks like we're going to go to the game, I think. And, yeah, just on the Cody Fajardo thing in Sask, it's in my commentary today. Here's the thing. In Calgary, there's a lot of Stamps fan. We've seen it. That logo's everywhere. Hats, bumper stickers. There's a lot of those. Calgary Stampeders are a huge brand. Far bigger than I thought, until I got here full time. And in Saskatchewan, they're all over the quarterback, Cody Fajardo, because they're making up something. They're 3-1. He threw for 226 yards, I think, 2 touchdowns, rushed for 1 the other night, and they're still on his ass. And in my commentary today is just keep the Fajardo negativity to yourself. The media there, text them, do what you all do, go ahead. Don't write me. Because the guy's now, I think, 25-10 as a starter. I don't want to hear it. When we come back, Blue Jays, NHL free agency, the draft starts Thursday. You can give me a Wimbledon update.
Yay.
And whatever else we get into. We'll be right back. This is the warm-up. We're halfway through the Quick 6 show topics, and you're watching live from the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino Stage Bar on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio streaming now.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital Ford. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital Ford Lincoln. Your adventure starts here. Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Roughriders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of fun. Big time, big time, big time, big time. Big time. Big time.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG. Always delivering the best fan experience. Find us at ddgregina.com.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
All right, we're back, everybody. The RP Show continues. And before we bring on the Moose, a sports update. The Newfoundland Growlers bounced back from the biggest loss in Canadian Elite Basketball League history with an 83-60 win over the Saskatchewan Rattlers Sunday at Memorial University Fieldhouse. On the Rock, the Growlers avenged their loss to the Rattlers in Saskatoon last Tuesday. Got the first win. And in the other game, Niagara 1 point away. Fraser Valley 3 points away. Khalil Ahmad attacked the rim and got to the free throw line where he made his first to give Niagara the win. The River Dogs, they won 102-99 over the Fraser Valley Bandits. Both teams now 8-4. The Toronto Blue Jays are hoping for some offensive fireworks and solid pitching when they open a 7-game road trip in Oakland tonight, where Independence Day festivities and a desperate athletics team are awaiting for them. The Blue Jays will play 3 games in California, then head to Seattle for 4 with the Mariners. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers are focused on becoming the first CFL team to reach 4 wins this season when they visit the Toronto Argonauts tonight. The defending Grey Cup Blue Bombers champions
champion Blue Bombers are 3-0. The Argos 1-1. And CF Montreal will be looking to move into a share of first place in MLS's Eastern Conference when they face the Galaxy in Los Angeles tonight. Montreal defeated the Seattle Sounders 2-1 in the first match of their 2-game Western trip. This sports update, are you ready for it? For Edo Japan. Edo Japan. Delicious Japanese-inspired meals and snacks made to order with high-quality ingredients. As we welcome the Moose back on, indeed, that's the one. That's the ticket. Edo Japan. Joining the RP Show family till the end of time.
That's pretty exciting. So welcome everybody at Edo to the team, and I understand we're going to be making a stop at the food court before long.
Let's go.
Today.
Okay.
Today. Yeah, absolutely. Now, to some of the viewer comments about what's going on, Wayne in Victoria, BC. Oh, boy, there's a lot of comments. He says, I feel sorry for Rick Bowness. Most of the fans in Winnipeg wanted Barry Trotz for their head coach. How would you feel? I love this, Wayne, because we have such interesting back and forths. The list is very long of people in high-profile positions that weren't the first choice to be there. I continue to go back to Kahari Jones, who was the toast of the town in Montreal the last couple of years as head coach of the CFL's Alouettes. He was like, I think, the third choice there. He's just one guy. I don't mean to pick on Kahari. It happens a lot. Rick Bowness has nothing to feel bad about nor feel sorry for. And you understand that.
Oh, of course he doesn't. No. I mean, he's taken an opportunity here. He was with a good Dallas Stars organization, took them as far as he could. And I think, an opportunity to come in here and do the same thing with the Winnipeg Jets to try and take this team. I think you get worried too much about press and who's the sexy name and, who's the popular choice. And if he's the right fit and if the management in Winnipeg thinks that he's a good fit, they signed him for 2 seasons, so he's going to get his chance.
Everybody knew the Winnipeg Jets were pursuing Barry Trotz. They were going to give him the keys to the castle. But then he's not coaching anywhere, right? So if you're Rick Bowness, he knows that. He knows he wasn't first choice. He doesn't care. This kind of thing happens all the time. From my cousin Christine in Medicine Hat, where they have a Edo Japan, by the way. She says, it was a beautiful day for Canada Day. Excellent pancake breakfast sponsored by our Lions Club in small town Red Cliff, which is a suburb of Medicine Hat, if you will. And before I move on to the rest, Mike Horrigan in Toronto, who is an Argos fan. Here's the other, Mike Horrigan, he's an Argonauts fan, Toronto Argonauts. He writes and he says, I'll just let another playoff loss speak for Cody in November. You know it's coming. Fans of other teams aren't even allowed to comment on that. Mind your own business. Right?
Yeah. I know. It's not your team.
It's not your team, so zip it. But thanks for watching. Felt like you were going to say something.
No, just that. It's fun to look at other teams and think that they're making mistakes and being happy about that. But no, I mean, you just worry about your own team.
Live studio audience here at Grey Eagle Stage Bar, and they seem to be somewhat scintillated with the show.
Yeah, it's cool.
I don't get it either. Like, the guy from Ferrari, who's probably watching now, Joel. I'll say it again. How long ago was it? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it is now.
The guy, he's from Ferrari, okay? He's like, so you're doing a show at the Grey Eagle on the stage and people show up and watch it? Like, no offense, but I'm just surprised people would do that. And I'm like, so am I! And then he turns around and invites me to their unveiling of the line. I don't get it.
Pretty cool.
Nelson, our VP of Sim Events, is watching in the chat. He says, and in sports that aren't really sports, Joey Chestnut defends the Nathan's famous mustard yellow belt in the Coney Island hot dog eating contest. How many did he win? I feel like we're moving on from Joey Chestnut. He is the Wayne Gretzky of hot dog eating. We get that. Congratulations. I was at we've talked about this before. I was at the Roughrider Stampeders game here in Calgary where they brought Joey Chestnut in. Remember when teams used to do that?
Yeah.
Bring in Well, I guess some teams are doing it. And he was eating fish tacos.
Okay.
And he powered like 37 or something. I feel like, well, we got to get down and memorize the Edo Japan menu. We got to do that as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because I just got going on Taco Time Tacos because of you.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could do 7 or 8 at least.
Tacos.
Yeah, and I've never tried. I mean, binge eating is not something I would generally recommend of anything.
Yeah.
I try to preach moderation. It's a term I just became familiar with 7 years ago.
Yeah.
But Joey Chestnut, there is, like, how are you on the Joey Chestnut story?
Well, it was a big deal when I was a kid.
Yeah,
He's still doing it? Like, his guts must be like like I can only imagine. Unless they're made of iron. But, I don't know. I'm ready for somebody else or something new. It kind of just doesn't faze me anymore.
Nah, it's not. Yeah, move on, Joey.
The circus comes to town 40 years in a row. Eventually, you kind of get over it, right?
I'm with you. I'm just not as captivated by the Joey Chestnut thing. And I would not advocate trying to stuff as many hot dogs in your gullet as you possibly can. I don't even think that's smart. Jack is watching in Vulcan, Alberta. And he says, Rod, did you see the well-covered stories of the classiest player in the CFL, Nick Arbuckle, supporting his rookie quarterback and then consoling Dane Evans on the Ticats bench after the game? I did not. Darren and I watched a good portion of the Edmonton-Hamilton game, and then we went to Top Gun for a second time. I've seen the coverage. For those that don't know, the now backup quarterback for the Edmonton Elks, Nick Arbuckle, was consoling the opposition quarterback for fumbling the game away. And my thought on that is, my initial thought, Jack, if you want to know, is why wasn't Nick starting? You know, they brought him in to be the starting quarterback. I often say, if you can dress, you should be able to play. I wasn't covering or following as much of the Edmonton Elks story as maybe I should have. Trey Ford was just the better option? Clearly, that's what Jones thought.
Yeah, at least to get you a win. And it doesn't necessarily mean that skill for skill, you're a better option at quarterback, but he's more dynamic, brings something different to the table. And you thought, look, we'll put the rookie in. That might try and make everybody around you step up their game a little bit to support this kid, so everybody might play a little better. And defenses have now got a read on Arbuckle. They don't on Trey Ford, so he might be able to keep them on their heels. I mean, he didn't light the world on fire, but they got the win, so clearly it worked.
I'm a fan of everybody pretty much in the CFL, and to see the one quarterback consoling the other team's quarterback, it was impressive. Newsflash, people need support in their worst times, not their best times. And the guy that actually told me that was Eric Tillman. He told me that in his office at Taylor Field. He goes, it's all great that you call the guy that got the job. Why don't you call the guy that got fired? You ever do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're talking about life lessons. So it was wonderful that Nick did that. Nick is a unicorn in a lot of ways with the type of personality that he is. Good on him. But I didn't spend more than 2 seconds thinking about it. I was thinking about the betting line. Trevor Harris is on God's team. Cody Fajardo's on God's team. Nick, who's going to win? Who's God going to pick?
Oh, no.
Between Trevor Harris and Cody Fajardo. And I'm on God's team too, by the way. I'm not making a joke of it, but usually I go with God's guy if I'm making a wager. I mean, they're both God's guy.
Yeah.
Where did the time go? We still got a couple of minutes before we step aside and bring in John Liu from TSN Montreal. I'm getting sidetracked.
Yeah.
We talked already in the sports update for Edo Japan, brand new partners of the RP show, about the Blue Jays going at it at Oakland tonight, the worst team in baseball. It's a good matchup for the Blue Jays. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention Harold Ramirez and Randy Arozarena smacked 2-run homers to spark a 6-run fifth inning in the Tampa Bay Rays 7-3 win against the Toronto Blue Jays Sunday. The mood around the home team already was somber Sunday as the Jays mourned the sudden passing of a 17-year-old Julia Budzinski, daughter of first base coach Ken Budzinski. And that was from the opening of the broadcast with Jamie Campbell. And all I can say is condolences to the Budzinski family, the Blue Jays overall. It doesn't get worse. That's all I can say. .5 NHL free agency and draft. Front cover, Calgary Sun today. Did you see it? You must have seen it.
I saw it.
Calgary Sun. What's it going to be, Johnny? They've had enough. And I'm sitting there going, Johnny Gaudreau going to free agency, what is it, July 13th, I think. NHL All-Star forward of the Flames. The Flames have been great to us. Amazing to us. I don't have any inside information whatsoever. They've made their pitch to him. They don't want him to get away. I don't know what more to say about that. He didn't show up for much of the Dallas series. Can I say it? In round one, where's the big guns? You know, but that's up to the Flames and Johnny Gaudreau, how badly they want him back. But the sense that I got all weekend around here, talking to people in Calgary, was they're like, well, he hasn't signed yet, so clearly he doesn't want to come back. I'm like, well, I wouldn't say that. They just think he's going to Philly, his hometown team. I'm like, there's a lot of guys that don't want to go play for their home team or home province. Shea Weber with the Vancouver Canucks, Joe Sakic, Steven Stamkos, Drew Doughty. There's a lot of guys. Don't just think because he hasn't signed yet doesn't mean he won't. It would be bad business to not go see what he could get.
Well, and that's probably a valuation thing, right? I mean, he could go home, that's one thing, but then value. He had such a great regular season, one of the best in the league, but can he sustain that? Coming off a down year, right? Before that. So the Flames don't want to pay for one good year. They want to kind of, manage the expectations and say, look, based on recent history, you're probably not going to do that again, so we're not going to offer you max dollars. And Gaudreau's probably thinking somebody's going to overpay or at least pay for the year I just had. He wants to be a top 10 paid player.
And I think that's why the pundits are predicting that he would go to Philly. So they're riddled with anxiety whether Johnny's going to stay or not. But what I'm thinking is we walk by his vehicle. I won't say what it is, but every night we go to the saddle. I'm like, hey, Moose, there's Gaudreau's vehicle. Does that not mean a lot that you have the best parking spot in the damn parking lot? It used to.
Yeah, I know.
Moose, I'll see you back here in an hour or two.
Sounds good.
John Liu, TSN Montreal, joins us next. We are live from the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino Stage Bar as our 14th week of residency begins here today. We'll be right back on the Game Plus television network. We're also live streaming on YouTube, and you can always catch the podcast wherever the best podcasts are found, including Amazon, Google, Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Easy snacking all around. Something everyone can love.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Roughriders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Calgary, Alberta, here they come. Welcome your Bull Riders!
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Live from Great Eagle Resort and Casino, it is Calgary's entertainment destination, but we're heading to beautiful Montreal now. TSN's John Liu joins us for a little NHL draft preview, the NHL free agency preview, and probably a little CFL as well. John, you saw before the break I talked about how excited they are in Calgary over free agency. Let me ask you about Montreal having the number 1 overall pick and hosting the draft this year. What's that town going through this week?
Well, you know what, Rod? I get the sense that it's going to be a real party here this week, considering that this has been 2 years in the making. It's been delayed for 2 years because of the pandemic. And so the tickets for the draft were sold out in very short order. And so there are people from all over the continent, probably from all corners of the world, coming into Montreal this week to take part in the draft and for the party. And considering how big the Canadians fan base is and how far reaching its arms are on a global basis, yeah, people want to come here for to witness what happens on Thursday night when Kent Hughes or whoever announces the first overall pick, first time since Doug Wickenheiser back in the early 80s. So this is going to be a very momentous occasion. I think a very fun week, and the weather's supposed to be really good too. Nice and warm and sunny from Wednesday all through the weekend.
I'm sorry, you lost me at Doug Wickenheiser, my guy, the greatest Regina Pat ever.
Of course.
Well, we could go. We could go on all day about that, but hey, I'm seeing the coverage of this. Nobody knows who the Habs are going to take, and it's interesting. You know, there's a little drama around the number 1 overall pick, and this regime, they say, keeps their cards very close to their vest. John, it's an entirely different regime from 2 years ago. What are they like to deal with for you? New coach, new GM from the last time they were supposed to do this.
Well, you know what? Kent Hughes has been nothing but a consummate professional. And I mean, that's not to say that Marc Bergevin wasn't, but two very different personalities. But Kent Hughes he's very transparent. He gives us in the media very quality information and answers as much as he's capable of doing. Although having said that, as we've gotten closer to this very crucial time of the year, information has been a little bit it's been kept more in the vault. And so actually, as soon as we've done this segment, I'm jumping into the car, heading off to the Broussard practice facility because Kent Hughes is talking at 2:00 Eastern to the media draft preview. Don't anticipate getting much in the way of concrete information. The one thing that I'm really interested in is, have they actually made their decision? Because there's been so much debate, fierce debate, and actually vitriolic in some ways, back and forth over within the fan base, within the media about should it be Shane Wright or should it be Juraj Slafkovsky? We're talking apples and oranges in terms of the type of player and experience and the capabilities, their development paths thus far in their amateur careers. And so the Canadians could go one of two very different directions, but I don't anticipate that we're going to know until Thursday night, even though Bob McKenzie, for instance, the scouts that he had polled for his draft special last week had basically tilted the scale in favor of Slafkovsky. whereas Craig Button, who just did our TSN mock draft show a little over an hour ago, is still sticking with Shane Wright. So again, it's like it really depends on which path the Canadians want to shore up in terms of strength down the middle or getting a little bit bigger and skilled on the wing. Both are areas that they need to address, but which one is the greater priority? Which player do they see as holding more upside, more potential in that in either of those regards? We won't know till Thursday night, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. 72 more hours of speculation and debate, and we shall see.
I was going to ask you who the fans want, but basically I'm getting from you that they're split on that, which probably shouldn't be a surprise.
Actually, the majority of the fans want Shane Wright. That's been the buzz right from the very beginning when the Canadians when they stumbled out of the blocks at the start of this. It was really a terrible season. It was heading for disaster of epic proportions, of historical proportions for the Canadians had they not made the coaching change. And no disrespect to Dominic Ducharme, but they needed to make that change. And so really the sense that I've gotten from the fan base right from the start is that they wanted Shane Wright. Although having said that, there is a segment that sees great potential in Juraj Slafkovský. I just hope whoever gets chosen gets the requisite amount of respect from the fans in attendance, that if it isn't their number one choice, hopefully there aren't any boos or negative reactions, because that would just be really a classless gesture. So let's hope that they keep it supportive for whoever it is that's chosen at first overall, because this is going to be a momentous occasion. But having said that, there's a great deal of pressure on Kent Hughes to make an impact in the midterm and long term with this, because this is going to be his legacy pick, his first draft choice, just like Alex Galchenyuk was for Marc Bergevin 10 years ago. And people are always going to remember that here. Fans have very long memories here, and they're not very prone to forgiving either if things don't go the way they like.
Buddy, let's go back 42 years when the Habs fans booed the Habs for drafting Doug Wickenheiser over Dennis Savard. I don't want to talk about it. With the number one overall pick, you could go with a goalie. The Habs could go with a goalie, or do they need one? What's the latest on Carey Price, John? Do you have an update?
Well, it's in a holding pattern right now, Rod. Carey went for an injection of PRP, platelet-rich plasma, a few weeks ago. And basically, they're just waiting for that to sit, take hold, take effect. But the fact is that there's no way for the Canadians and Price to determine to what extent he's going to be able to resume playing hockey at a high level until they get to training camp and the preseason, or perhaps even the start of the regular season, for him to actually be in live action, adrenaline pumping, having gone through his training regimen in the off season, getting ready for the season. There's just no way of determining at this stage what he's going to be like come the fall. And so everybody's waiting. Price is waiting. The team is waiting. His teammates, management, the fan base, everybody's waiting. And basically all we can do is if you have a vested interest in the Canadians, you're crossing your fingers and hoping that Carey Price will be able to resume playing at a level that is suitable, not just to what people's expectations are, but his own expectations, because he has said, he's been on record since he came back to action and speaking with the media, said that he doesn't want to be a burden. He wants to be able to play at a level that is acceptable to him. But what that exactly will be, we don't know. We got a slight glimpse of it when he came back near the end of the season in a handful of games that he did play. But having said that, he did feel the effects, the negative effects physically from having that long a layoff, from the rehab and then playing. And so there were a lot of ominous signs, and Carey Price has been very upfront about the uncertainty of his short to long-term future. And so we won't get answers for a while yet. But having said that, to sort of address your question about goalies, Rod, no, I don't get the sense that the Canadians are looking to draft high as far as a goalie is concerned, even though they have 14 picks in this draft. They might pick up a prospect because they have so many draft choices this year. But having said that, they're looking at other areas of the club as priorities for what they're going to choose higher up.
I know you got to go. We only got 30 seconds, but is there a blossoming quarterback controversy with the Als, Trevor Harris and Vernon Adams, or is this a nice tandem the rest of the way, do you think?
In an ideal world, it's a nice tandem ride, but you know what? The Alouettes are on a bye week. I think the number one question for everybody coming out of that bye is who is going to be getting the first team reps in their first practice on day one. We're all going to be watching for that, and whether that turns into a quarterback controversy, so to speak, hard to say. It really depends on if somebody takes the reins and runs with it. You know, if somebody does, whether it's Vernon Adams or Trevor Harris, shows that he is able to sustain success, then you don't have a controversy because you have somebody that is taking the ball and running with it. But for now, we haven't seen anything but slightly inconsistent results.
John, drive safe. Thanks for the time. Have a great week. We'll be watching closely.
My pleasure. Thanks, Rod. Take care.
TSN Montreal's John Liu. We'll be right back with a viewer takeover. You're watching the RP Show live from the Grey Eagle Stage Bar on Game Plus Television, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio streaming now at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Roughriders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of fun. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital Ford. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital Ford Lincoln. Your adventure starts here.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG. Always delivering the best fan experience. Find us at ddgregina.com.
Easy snacking all around. Something everyone can love.
Number 16, a legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Peterson Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Peterson Show today.
We are live from Great Eagle Resort and Casino. It is Taco Time Viewer Takeover. That's what we like to do here. And by the way, coming up next hour, Ryan Leslie is going to be with us from Sportsnet Flames. He is the host of their telecast and Hockey Night in Canada. Ryan Leslie, Hour 2. But this is for you and me time. 902-518-3033. 902-518-3033. We are live from the Stage Bar. And I'm going to go to the text line. Larry Dye is watching in Medicine Hat. And he says, Matthew Shinetti did a wonderful Canada Day tribute to American players coming to Canada, starting with George Reed. Well done, TSN. Thank you, Larry. TSN's doing a lot of great things. They honored my friends Len Antonini and Kelly Hamilton during the Saskatchewan-Montreal telecast on Saturday. TSN really knows what they're doing. So too does Game Plus, of course, and Sportsnet. You get to this level, you'd like to think that they do know what they're doing. Jack Fulton in Alberta sending a photo, which, Clark, you probably don't have time to retrieve, but it's come to the 902 line. We were talking about Corey Chamberlain earlier. Now of the Birmingham Stallions. And here's a photo Jack sends of himself with Chame, and I guess Chame's two sons, while coaching with the Toronto Argonauts. So football world is small, but it's a good one. And roaming and bouncing around Calgary here, I've run into Derek Dennis twice, offensive tackle of the Calgary Stampeders. Most recently this weekend at Chinook Center Mall. Moose was with me. I turned to Dennis and said, "You following me?" And he got a real kick out of that. The Bone Crusher. I see a lot of folks kicking around in the chat here about Nathan Rourke, and you guys tell me, what are you guys talking about? I joined it late. They're talking about Nathan Rourke, what? That he didn't play much at Ohio? I don't know. Daniel Swanson writes in, says, lemonade chugging contest won again by Badlands Chugs, a gallon of pink lemonade for a new world record. You drank a gallon of lemonade in 24 seconds?
Hoorah!
Whew. As I say, how do you practice for that? Joey Chestnut again. I guess what? He won the Nathan's hot dog eating contest on Coney Island, New York again. I'll tell you what. Forget about Joey Chestnut. I look at the second and third place. It's tiny little Asian females. I'm like, where are you putting these hot dogs? But I didn't watch it. There's just so much on the television. Last minute of play in hour one. Last minute of play. Squirrel moment. Oh, we were talking about Corey Chamberlain, defensive coordinator of the Birmingham Stallions. And I watched the championship last night because it was put right up in front of my face. It was on Fox. And I'm going through the program grid on the channels. And it's got USFL championship game. I'm like, I got to watch this. I slept for 2 hours of it, but woke up just in time for the last 3 minutes. And it was amazing. And I knew that Chame was there on that staff of the Stallions. And, hey, so their season's over. CFL is in week 5. I like the year-round football. Hockey does year-round. If it's not just one league, at least we have games. Ryan Leslie of Sportsnet Flames next hour, and more of you and us. We'll be right back after this break here on Game Plus TV, live from Green.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Calgary, Alberta, here they come. Welcome your Bull Riders!
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital Ford. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital Ford Lincoln. Your adventure starts here.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how big of a fan of Patrick Roy are you? I'm an 11 out of 10, and the literal translation of Roy is king. Part of the reason I love him so much is that we are very similar, and my guess is the book on Patrick Roy would be very similar to what the book is on me. He's uncontrollable. My dad would be proud of that fact.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Yes and no, some days. Welcome, everybody, to the RP Show. It's hour 2. We're broadcasting live from the Great Eagle Resort and Casino Stage Bar, and we've had a lot of topics on the go here. CFL Week 4 closes tonight. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers are at the Toronto Argonauts. NHL free agency opening July 13th. The draft opens Thursday night in Montreal. TSN Montreal's John Lou was with us last hour. If you missed it, you're going to want to go back to rewind your PVR, listen to the podcast, whatever it is. We unveiled a brand new sponsor today, Edo Japan, joining us today, the sponsor of our Hour 1 Sports Update. Edo Japan, we'll be telling you more about them. We love them, and they're with us until the end of time. And without further ado, let's just go. We're coming in hot with Ryan Leslie, Sportsnet Flames, my good and longtime friend, the pride of Owen Sound, Ontario.
Yes.
Yes, I knew it.
I knew to be with you, Ronnie.
I get you and Bobby Orr mixed up, right?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
Perry Sound.
Very similar.
Owen Sound. Is there any other sounds in Ontario that are as famous as those two communities?
No, I don't think so.
They're the big ones, eh?
I think so.
Yeah.
And then neither are big. It's great to be with you. How are you?
It's great to see you. I'm loving the Calgary summer. Could be a little warmer, though.
Terrible. But you've really adopted this town, haven't you?
They've adopted me.
It's a two-way street. Because I see you everywhere now.
Yeah, well, that's what I do. That's what I've always done. I should mention we are broadcasting live on Game Plus Television across all 10 provinces and 31 states and live on YouTube. Ryan, as you know, you and I have been friends a long time. It was no small thing to overcome the angst between me and this city.
Yeah, this is astonishing to me. I can't believe they've embraced you, for starters. That's shocking. And I can't believe how you've sort of adopted it, made it your own. It's hard to put into words just how this relationship has really come together after a lot of hatred.
I know.
2 ways.
Well, all I can say is I'm grateful. You should try it.
We're not sure if we are, but welcome.
But you know what? The thing is, I don't need to go any further because the viewers know this, but I did go to college here, and I know that it is hockey number one, right? So before I go any further, all weekend. How was your Canada Day long weekend?
Quiet for me. The weather stunk. My daughters ditched me. It was a quiet one, but it was good. How about you? We
probably should have got together because I was on my own too. And I went out to the Rockies. You do that all the time. I was always envious of your Instagram, and I'm like, I want some of that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a great area to get out. And I've got a dog, so that's what gets us out there all the time. But it's awesome.
It's a little similar to where I come from, where the Saskatchewan Roughriders are number one all day, every day. And I feel like it's not all Flames, but every day it's Flames.
Yeah.
Right?
And with good reason.
Yeah, every day it's Flames. Maybe not all day, but certainly every day. And Stampeders on game day, which we'll cover a little later on. They open week 5 at Edmonton on Thursday night, and I had a nice lady in the mall on Saturday tell me that I need more Stamps coverage on the podcast. Jayla's her name. But Johnny Gaudreau.
Oh.
People, it took
didn't expect
3 minutes.
Didn't expect that to come up.
3 minutes it took.
This
city
just shocked me with this one.
Fraught with anxiety over will he or won't he. Does anybody know where he's going to go?
I would think John knows. John and John's family, at least, if they haven't come to a decision, they're probably pretty close because we're getting late in the evening here, to quote Paul Simon. But it's getting down to it, isn't it? And I think everybody is understandably a little nervous and a little hand-wringing, and I get it. And I would imagine the front of that list would have to be the Flames management. These are challenging times right now for the Calgary Flames brass and what comes next, and they sit and they wait.
But they've made their offer. Like, I watch your coverage, man.
Yeah.
They've made their offer. They've said, Johnny, we want you.
Oh, yeah, and they have the ability to go longer than anybody else. They have the ability to pay him more. And I know a lot of people publicly in our business have said this is not just a financial decision. This is about a life decision. He and his wife Meredith are expecting a baby. We all know how close this family is. And, this is a big decision in any person's professional and personal life. So, I'm a little, uncertain about how this is going to go. But I understand all sides of it, that's for sure. And fans have a right to, and it's understandable that they're nervous because we're so late in this game. And the Flames have made a very good pitch. Will it be enough to compensate those other things? I know the family is completely in love with this city, its fan base, the way they've been treated, the way John's been treated, and his wife, and everybody associated with the family. So there's no bad blood here, Roddy. This will come down to where is the best fit for him personally and professionally.
Well, there's no bad blood now, but here's my point. Do you not think that the Flames could sell it this way? And we'll get on to the other NHL teams in a minute, but if he leaves, I didn't want to be here. Don't blame us. We did all we could do. That's what I would do.
Yeah, and I don't think that's not necessarily wrong either.
Yeah.
I think that's, they did make him a substantial offer. Could this have been done sooner? That's maybe where, there's a little gray area. You don't like to leave these things, and you'd like to learn from this no matter what, because they have other players that they do not want to have walk for nothing in the future. So there's been some substantial, players that have walked out the door, but it's all been a part of, and you got to keep that in context too. There's real context to all of this. It's not just blanket, this person, Gio left, or Brody left, or, what are you doing with Shaman? There's context to all of it. But with this one, whatever happens, because now it is in the hand of the player, and whatever does happen here, you better make sure that you learn from it and make sure that in the future you don't have any assets potentially walk away for nothing. And I don't know how this is going to shake down. I have a feeling that this might be it. But again, Bradshaw Living has a way of making things happen. So we'll see how it all shakes down. It's just really dramatic, really fascinating.
Yeah.
With the draft here, I know you had John Liu on earlier. The draft in Montreal. Tree likes to make a splash at the draft. So what happens with John staying? What happens if he goes? And what will the trickle-down effect mean for players like Matthew Tkachuk and company?
We're broadcasting on Game Plus Television. It's available all across Alberta on TELUS Optic TV. I know that you have that as your cable carrier, Ryan, and BC as well on TELUS. Yeah, buddy. But just the drama out of this.
I don't have cable.
I don't have cable cord cutter. But I can say this. I put on Twitter this morning, the front cover of the Calgary Sun, for those that don't know. What's it going to be, Johnny? That's what I'm saying. Everybody's onto this. And I said on Twitter, I hope he stays. And some guy wrote in and he goes, I do too. And I'm an Oilers fan. Could Gaudreau have been better in the playoffs? Let's be honest.
He was pretty good, but I think every player could look at themselves. The one player I thought was probably the one player who you'd say probably was their best was Michael Backlund. I mean, that guy came to play. There were moments with other players where you saw maybe they're going to take a step, but no, I mean, that was a disappointing exit to your biggest rival. And could John and others have been better? They'd be the first to tell you. It's not me saying they should have been better, and I'm looking for a headline or a snippet here to put on the Twitter. No, they'll all tell you they could be better or they would have won.
Right.
Only one team wins. Every team is sitting there going, we could have been better.
By the way, so we'll just switch gears here. And Tim Hunter was in that chair last week saying the future is very bright for the Flames, and there's no doubt about that. They're a good team. But I want to move on to a couple other teams. Our poll question today for Capital Automall Universal Collision Center, they have dealerships all across the prairies, Winnipeg, Regina, Edmonton, Calgary. Is the Rick Bowness hiring a good one for the Winnipeg Jets? Now, the very last that I saw on Twitter, 64% of respondents saying, no, this is not a good hire for the Winnipeg Jets. And Ryan, our viewers are saying, how would you like to be Rick Bowness knowing they want Barry Trotz? Wanted. And I said, well, this happens all the time. That won't bother Rick Bowness. I'm willing to give
a little history there, too. So
right. Yeah, but not necessarily a good one.
No, but you know what? This is a coach who, was just in Dallas. You think about all those great advantages of being down in Dallas, from climate, state tax. You've got some players that are up and coming. I think they're probably, they've obviously got some tough contracts that they've got to sort out as well. But for him to step back and go, okay, I think I'm done, and then to go into that situation that is the Winnipeg Jets, where to me it's just a little uncertain. Who's leaving? What are we doing with Wheeler? Is Pierre-Luc Dubois gone? I mean, they've got real question marks there, and Paul Maurice didn't get it going. I'm not so sure I'm worried about Rick Bowness and the job he's going to do. He's a good coach and a good man. He'll be good in that community. I'm more concerned about what the GM's going to do with the pieces. So I would temper that anger right now, or at least directing it at Rick Bowness. That's a good coach over there. Do they want Barry Trotz? Heck yeah, there's another good man, another good coach, Stanley Cup champion coach. But to me, the focus should be on what are we doing here?
Yeah, well, it's your guy Lou. It's 11-11 Mountain, by the way.
Yep.
I don't know if you're into that sort of thing.
Good people.
Hell yes.
The Angels are close, Les. We're on the right track. Lou.
I think it's just the one-arm bandit over there.
Lou on this show called that Barry Trotz wasn't going to coach at all.
Yeah.
That guy knows his stuff, Lou. Hey? Very connected. Good people. Do you want to launch into a Lou?
Good people. Yeah, guy knows his stuff. Yeah, U15 softball. Nowhere that I'd rather be. And I mean nowhere. Really? Okay.
Beautiful.
He called the Trotz thing.
Yeah.
And just for a second on the bonus, this is what I think the Jets fans see. He was there in the late 80s. Track record wasn't good. Whose was? Goes to Ottawa, first ever coach they ever had. They finished last place every year he was there. Remember those expansion rules, Ryan? You and I are about the same age. Mm-hmm. Nobody could have coached that team to anything more than what they were.
Tough years.
And then about 1,000 games as an assistant in between Phoenix, Tampa, Islanders, and then to Dallas as the head coach, and he did some good things. I like to think he's learned, too.
You ever deal with him on the,
I've been around him. I've never dealt with him like you have.
Class.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Just class. So
that helps.
Winnipeg was treated to Paul Maurice, who I thought handled the media and anybody in and around that team. There's a couple of coaches, whether or not, they're the right guys or you believe in their philosophies or what have you. John Cooper and Paul Maurice, I always walk out of their press availabilities either entertained or informed. And you can't always say that. Sometimes you walk out just like, oh my gosh, what is this? We got nothing. And it's painful. Maybe you're insulted. I don't know. Maybe the coach looks down at you, whatever it is. But those two coaches, you always walk out of there informed or entertained. I put Rick Bowness in there as well.
It's funny because you're on the same crew as Kelly Rudy, and who doesn't love Rudes? And he said on a broadcast one night, you probably think I'm joking when I say I watch every night. I have a lot of time to myself, Ryan. I watch every night. And Rudy was referring to some coach. And I don't remember who it was, but he goes, what a great guy. He doesn't waste our time. He's so informative in his interviews. A lot of other coaches could take a lesson.
It's
and
true.
I'm like, I don't remember who he was talking, or do you have any idea who he's referring to? I've got an idea.
Oh, sure.
But,
yeah, there's a couple that you could, probably look at and say that. But it's a two-way street. It's not like the media just arrived in this game. It's not like some of these coaches haven't benefited from the media. It's not like we don't understand the role of the media. I understand it's incredibly frustrating at times. I understand that we're going to get it wrong, and I understand that sometimes there's some damage by getting it wrong, for sure. But let's not act like we don't know that this is a part of the game. And you know what? You get more bees with honey a lot of the time, too.
And we've got a job to do. You've got a job to do. Can we please meet in the middle?
If you want respect, give it.
Give it. Yeah, exactly. So now, furthermore, Elliot Friedman on your network saying, I watched that this morning while I was working out. He's saying that the Oilers have an interest in Jack Campbell. And he's got a very important message he needs to return, so I'll repeat this when after he does. The Oilers have an interest in Jack Campbell. And I was like, Elliot Friedman isn't usually wrong.
He's not splashing that around without any substance.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he's not
throw this against
willy-nilly.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking Mike Smith, let's be honest, out-goaltended Jacob Markstrom in round 2. You got him under contract. I know Koskinen's gone. You need a backup. But what are they doing?
Well, they don't have any certainty, to my knowledge, with the Mike Smith situation yet. So kicking tires is what you do. Remember, the name of the game is management, and you got asset management, and that's what they're trying to do. So I don't necessarily blame. And remember, Elliot's saying that because he's had a conversation with somebody.
With somebody, sure.
And he's not going to be irresponsible and throw that out there. So there's obviously a conversation. But do we mean that that's going to happen? I don't think that's what Elliot's saying. So I think, if the Leafs are, open to it, or rather the Oilers are kicking tires, they've got to figure out their goaltending at some point. Don't they?
Well,
this just makes sense.
I've been wrong once or twice, maybe, in my life.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And Ken Holland, they went to the Final Four. So clearly he knows what he's doing. I didn't think it looked like he knew what he was doing last year. Made the coaching change, it worked. Went with Mike Smith, it worked. Signed Evander Kane, it worked. So I'm not going to question Ken Holland anymore.
Fair.
But you got a spot there, you got Stuart Skinner, you got some younger goalies. It just seems like their goaltending is set, man. Mike Smith is under contract.
You think the goaltending in Edmonton is set?
Wait, if Mike Smith comes back, at some point you need to bring along these young guys that you drafted.
I think at some point you got to go get a number one.
Isn't that Mike Smith?
No. You said you got a lot of time to yourself. You know the roller coaster that was Mike Smith.
Final Four, dude.
Oh, for sure. I'm not so certain you're hanging that Final Four ribbon on Mike Smith, however. They did have other players, Rod.
They said, this is our number one guy. We're happy with our goaltending.
But you know how they got to the Final Four.
I watched,
Yeah, it wasn't Mike Smith. No. I see where you're going with he was outplaying Markstrom. Gun to your head, who are you taking, Markstrom or Mike Smith?
Jacob Markstrom.
Okay. So,
but they don't have Jacob Markstrom.
No, they don't. But they don't know if they have Mike Smith either. And if he does return at 41?
40. He will be 41, yeah.
Yeah. Do you still feel as though you've got a number one? Are you still hearkening back to Final Four? I don't think so. I think you have to. There's a big gap between, a number one goaltender at Edmonton, bringing the young guys along and whether or not Mike Smith is a part of any of it. And I think it's only wise and prudent to kick tires on a true number one goalie. If that's Jack Campbell, I don't know. But I think if you're the Edmonton Oilers, you maybe feel good that you got the Final Four with that goalie, but that's not guaranteed with him going forward.
I agree with you,
yeah,
for sure. We'll be right back. Ryan Leslie with us from Sportsnet Flames. We're live from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino Stage Bar, and you're watching on Game Plus Television, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio, streaming now at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Sun peeking out at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. We are back here in hour 2, and just ahead of picking up our visit with Sportsnet Flames announcer Ryan Leslie, I want to give you a sports update for hour 2. Canadian running back Andrew Harris of the Toronto Argonauts has tried to keep emotions and motivation in check for tonight's CFL Monday Nighter against his former team, but there's little doubt those will be tested when Harris faces the unbeaten Winnipeg Blue Bombers at BMO Field, 7:30 Eastern tonight. Harris signed with Toronto as a free agent after he felt he was disrespected by Winnipeg management and released. Toronto righty Alek Manoah can tie Tony Gonsolin of the LA Dodgers and Justin Verlander of the Houston Astros for the Major League lead in wins when he pitches for the Blue Jays tonight in Oakland. Manoah is third in the American League in ERA, but he has struggled in 2 career starts against the A's, allowing 8 runs in 11 innings. And Spanish driver Carlos Sainz Jr. won his first career Formula One race with a victory at the British Grand Prix on Sunday, the most dramatic race so far this season. It began with a scary first lap crash and ended with wheel-to-wheel battles for the coveted podium position. Sergio Perez of Mexico passed British driver Lewis Hamilton to take second. The sports update for Ballers Rec Room, your official home of Slow Pitch, open Wednesday to Sunday, for the Tap Brewhouse and Drive-Thru Liquor Store, and for Red Bull Canada, Red Bull gives you wings. All right, let's bring him in here. The ageless Ryan Leslie, Sportsnet Flames. How excited are you to get to Cody Snyder's Bull Bustin' here this week at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino?
Can't wait. Want to thank our good friend Tammy Truman of Truman Insurance, who has extended the invite. She's just a pillar in the community here. She brought me to my first Stamps game of the season as well earlier, so she's aces.
This year?
Yeah. I went against Edmonton. Saw that one. Please don't go too deep on it. I didn't see a ton of it, but it was a lot of fun, as it always is. Chance to see some people, watch the game. I guess Nick Lewis retired. Is this
a while back?
Is this breaking news? I don't know. I didn't see him. And no Kenyon Rambo. But other than that, it was awesome. And going to come down to Cody Snyder's Bull Bustin' on Friday. Can't wait.
You know, it's funny, actually. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday here. I think the only night that has tickets left is Friday. And it's just a ramp up to the Calgary Stampede. Listen, you missed the start of the show. I was getting a haircut yesterday, and I was sitting in it was in the Chinook Center, and I said to the guy cutting my hair, where's all these accents coming from? Everybody that came in there was not speaking English or had a distinct European accent. And I'm like, what's this? He goes, Stampede, the world is here.
Oh, yeah.
It's a first for me, buddy.
Come on.
Everybody says that, yes. I've always been working in the CFL in the summertime. I've never been able to do Calgary Stampede.
Yeah, it is nuts, Rod. I don't know where to point you first. Maybe I think just the rodeo is where you got to be. You got to check that out. I mean, just fantastic. The Chucks are great. I mean, just cruising around the city. It's electric. I had some folks from Nova Scotia in town last night, and we were just talking about they've never been, and they're going to check it out. And I'm like, these guys are kids in a candy store, right? A couple of good times in the Maritimes, coming out to the old rodeo, are you? And
you spent some time out there, right?
Yeah, it's awesome too. But yeah, this city's on fire here coming up, and hopefully this crap weather is behind us, and we move forward with some sunshine. And you know, we'll kick it off with that event, Cody Snyder's on Friday. So that's a great way to get going.
And then Kevin Costner, the parade marshal for the Calgary Stand parade on Saturday for the first time.
Rips.
People are already talking about that.
Oh yeah, there's a buzz. There's a real buzz. So of Yellowstone fame, and I once played basketball with him at the Eau Claire YMCA back in the day.
Stop.
Filming a movie here. Yeah, we won.
With Rip?
No, with Costner.
He's a big guy, eh?
Costner?
6'3".
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was good. He loved it. He was always there. He was shooting a movie around here, so that was fun. Yeah, the parade gets going. Trying to think if there's, you know what, there's some great acts, some great tunes this year, great concerts.
You're a big music guy,
I'm a big music guy, and I'm going to go see this, and I don't know if you get into him, but Zach Bryan is coming, and this guy is deadly. If you haven't had a chance to listen to him, get on it. Kind of a fascinating story, his personal story. So military.
Country?
Yeah, military, but kind of country, kind of rock, kind of folk. A little bit of folk's probably not a good word to use with the kids today, but it's really good. A lot of acoustic, a lot of powerful tunes. And I'm going to get his story wrong a little bit, but as I was told to me, this guy was a guy in the military, and I think he started doing music, started writing songs, playing, and I believe, as it was told to me, they honorably discharged him so he could go and pursue this. So this guy's dangerously good. He is really good. So anyhow, there's my plug for Zach Bryan.
I heard the games,
Cowboys,
games of chance, all that stuff, and
Cowboys has got a bunch of places. A bunch of great acts this year. So and you know, that's kind of the epicenter of the madness. Is right
good.
There. So,
well, thank you for that, because nobody had told me that. You're a vet.
If you're looking to get crazy, which
I'm not,
you're not. But if you are,
there was a time
Oh?
You saw those days.
We've got time.
Oh, yeah, right. I turned Ryan's mic down. Yeah. Ryan Leslie, Sportsnet Flames with us. As if he's going to talk about hometown hockey being canceled and why they did it. Right. That was your decision, wasn't it?
I had nothing to do with that one.
Oh, I thought it was
normally I'm
your desk.
making a lot of decisions over there. That wasn't one of them. No.
He doesn't know. They're all going on about Mike Smith.
Yeah. Am I getting ripped?
No.
Okay.
No. My cousin Christine in Medicine says, I don't trust Mike Smith. Oh, trust me, I get it.
Hey, Smitty can be all world. All world. And then sometimes it's just like any other goaltending. It's a bit of a rodeo. Speaking of Stampede.
Randy from Winnipeg. Why did Barry Trotz do 3 interviews with teams and then decide not to coach at all? If I may, for the same reason a dog licks his nuts. Because he can.
How about that?
We're going to take a break. When we come back.
John in Winnipeg. A coach is only as good as the players he has on the ice. Go, Jets, go. Do you go along with that? Or can a really good coach make a bad team win? It's a fascinating conversation.
I think so. I think in the NHL you can.
What would be an example in your mind?
Well, okay. They're a good team. But coming into the year, the Calgary Flames' expectations were low. Daryl Sutter made this team a lot more accountable, made this team a lot more disciplined, hardworking, fitter. A good coach can have a real impact. Whether or not it's sustainable with whatever that coach's, measurements are and whatever they try to do, that's another one. But Bob Hartley turns teams around that weren't great. Look at, I don't know, I guess I just look at even 04, 6-seeded team for Calgary, just to keep it local.
Yeah.
There's a great example. He got squeezed everything out of him. I think in the NHL, coaches have that impact and that ability. A fresh voice. Backup goaltender can kind of come in and get guys going as well.
Yeah.
Good coaches and the way they communicate and relate with players, and to say nothing of their structure, I think that's essential now.
Sounds a little like you're with me on the Bowness thing with the Jets. I'm at least willing to give it a chance. Let's give it a chance.
That to me isn't an issue. The coaching in Winnipeg isn't the issue.
Yeah.
It's who's going to be around. Who's going to have the coach? They got pieces there. But Paul Maurice couldn't figure it out.
And he's a good coach.
Yeah. And then, are you going to lose some key pieces? Okay, to me, this is not a coaching thing whatsoever. They got a good coach. They've got good players. But who's sticking around? What's the direction?
Going back to that Flames thing for a second, and the reason I do is because you're here, Flames television host, and Hockey Night in Canada. How does it feel to be the host of Hockey Night in Canada? You just smiled as I said it, so I kind of know the answer.
Well,
of course.
Yeah, I mean, it was what we all wanted to do.
Right.
I'm just sorry I don't get to wear the powder blue jacket, that's all.
They're hard to find from what I understand. They're not around very much.
But I got to tell.
Yeah, but having been here, and I was tracking it today, this is our 14th week starting today at Grade.
Wow.
We're going back to late January.
Congratulations.
Thank you, but
you and all your crew.
Thanks to them. And
Darren.
Moose, who's here. But as the Flames went down the stretch, and one thing you said on this show is that the Flames, there was a concern of clinching too early and having meaningless games. Remember saying that on the show? And I'm just, from what I heard on the talk radio and I overheard in coffee shops and stuff, was that Daryl was wearing out his top 4 defensemen. He was wearing them out. He wasn't using enough of a rotation.
Coffee
of his lineup.
shops is your source?
I'm just saying it's what I heard. It's what people were saying. You should maybe get out of your house and listen to some people in the coffee
clarity
shops.
On the inside.
I want to hear what people are saying.
Well, Daryl loves those coffee shops and the people on the street. He says they know. The real fans know, Daryl says. The people, when he walks, and it takes him 2 hours to go from Eau Claire down to the Calgary Tower.
Can you stop being that guy?
What
because
guy?
I heard, Lou, the fly in the ointment, the fish swimming upstream.
What do you mean?
That's my role. The antagonist.
I'm not trying to. I'm telling you, the coach.
You're saying, oh, you listen to people in the coffee shop? It's a hockey town,
I just wanted
man.
clarity that
they know.
That's what I'm saying. You and the coach are on the same page. Come at me, brah.
Can I get the question out?
Yeah, let's try.
So Lou, your boy Lou.
Is there a question in here?
I'm getting there. You're not used to being the guest. You're always the host. You're not used to it.
I'm also used to being entertained. Can we get that going?
I'm trying. What a buzzkill, this guy. So we're talking about the criticism of Sutter playing Markstrom too much. You heard that.
Of course.
Criticism.
Coffee shops.
And Lou was like, You said for years we don't have a goalie. And now we're playing him too much. Stop. But I guess my point is, how come in the playoffs I didn't hear any of that talk of this guy's worn out, they were played too much down the stretch. I was gone when they lost to the Oilers. I was in Florida. What was the narrative as to how this happened?
Yeah, I would say my colleague Eric Francis wondered about that aloud, about the too many games from the get-go in the playoffs.
He probably got it out of the coffee shop talk, I would
Probably.
think.
That's where you get your stuff. And I think, for him, or for Markstrom, rather, I don't know if that's where I'm pointing, although it would make sense. I just think he wasn't himself. So the logical connect the dots is, okay, he played too much coming down the stretch. Maybe. He wouldn't ever admit that to
Because they want to play every game.
Yeah, they want to play every game. That was a lot of games. But Darryl does that. Darryl gets the most out of those goaltenders. Look throughout his career.
Quick.
He does that.
Yeah.
Kepper.
Belfour, back to the Chicago days, to be honest with you, Game 7 of the Stanley Cup. So, what's he saying, Moose? Did they play Markstrom too much? The gentleman that just talked to you. Yeah. And the refs? The refs. See, there's that. Did you guys think of blaming the refs? Because that's what I used to do all the time with the football team. When you can't blame your crappy team, blame the refs because they can't speak up for themselves.
I'm not blaming anybody in this. I think you just ran into a team that outplayed you.
And was determined?
They outplayed you.
Yeah.
You tip your cap. I don't know as though Calgary ever got to their game in that series. They never did feel as though they played the way they wanted to. Even when they won that circus that was the Game 1, they just didn't really play their game in the series. You kept waiting for it to happen. Now, full marks. Sometimes your opponent doesn't let you.
It's sucky when they try to.
Yeah.
The opposition.
Yeah.
Right?
Who saw that coming?
Funny how that happened.
No, and weren't we all saying, guys, like this was Connor McDavid all world. This was we were watching something brilliant, to say nothing of what Draisaitl did. Oh my God. And to play with pain. Everybody's playing with pain. He played with pain and got it done. You just look at what it was. Forget about the emblem on the front of the jersey for a moment. I know you're a big Oiler guy. That, I don't know what. No? You're not?
Vegas Golden Knights, long suffering.
This week.
Yeah.
Who is it next?
I was born and bred an Oiler fan, yes.
Okay.
I'll give you that.
So they got the job done. And those two players, and Evander Kane, I can't even just say the two.
Do you have a vote on the heart?
No.
Who would you have voted for?
I don't get into that.
Come on!
I don't get into that. No.
Okay. Ryan in Toronto says, this is great. More banter with Ryan and Rod, please. From Danny Noonan. Great show, Rod.
It is a great show. You're doing great things. I love it.
It's because of people like you. Thank you.
We said off air, this is about relationships, and you've fostered these over the years to be where you are here physically in this building and to where you're down in Florida and the guests you have. It's wonderful. And I'm not even trying to pump your tires because we'll go at it one another, but it's
Life is
good.
Great.
I give you full marks.
Our friendship too. We'll let you go. Let's do it again soon.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully I'll see you Friday at the Cody Snyder Bull Bustin'.
I'll be here.
You'll be here.
Thanks, Les.
Okay.
Ryan Leslie, Sportsnet Flames. We're going to bring the Moose back up after this timeout. We're live from the Stage Bar.
Yep, great hair.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino on Game Plus TV, YouTube Live, and of course you can always catch the podcast wherever the best podcasts are found, including Apple, Stitcher, Google, Amazon, and Spotify.
Hell yeah. Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Easy snacking all around. Something everyone can love.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Calgary, Alberta, here they come. Welcome your Bull Riders!
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG. Always delivering the best fan experience. Find us at ddgregina.com.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM-certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Okay. We're back live at the Grey Eagle Resort Bar, the stage bar, and that was fun, wasn't it? We got the Moose with us. We're going to bring him in here in a second. This is our 14th week at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. I chuckle because we're just now having revelations as to how things should go and look and so forth. Hey, Moose?
Yeah, I know. We're catching on. It's pretty good.
Takes us a while. But, so where did the guy go? Is he around here in the Stamps hat?
Somewhere floating around, yeah. But he was came up and had to chime in on the Calgary Flames. He's like, yeah, Markstrom wasn't as good, and the reffing, too, the officiating.
Why they lost.
They got us, yeah.
Oh, man.
I know.
We're having so much fun. We are live at the stage bar before a live studio audience, and I don't find it unnerving at all when people just stop and stare.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes I stop and stare at people, and I expect them to go about their jobs. It's funny because there was I guess I don't mind me saying, Emily Kaplan. As you noticed, I think you watched the games, the ESPN broadcast of the NHL. I've been reading Emily Kaplan stuff for years, and there was an article covering whatever sport she was covering, a lot of NHL coverage. And The Athletic did a feature on her, and they said, what's it like being a TV star now, from being a writer at ESPN.com to now the host? And she's like, I was doing an live intermission, and some people in Denver stopped and took pictures of me. It was very distracting. And I'm like, what? Let's go do shows live from Grey Cup where people are knocking over barricades trying to get on the air and knock you off your chair.
Yeah.
Like, take pictures? Yeah. And that might happen here. Who knows? What was my point?
Well, can you imagine? You know, you were at the festival and
people ripping darts.
You were at the festival in Canmore. Could you imagine if you walked up to the dancer and then they stopped? Sorry, can I help you?
Oh, yeah.
You know, you got to keep going about your thing.
That's the most unnerving thing. Just wait.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I went and as you know, spent 30 minutes with a tarot card reader. And she's very good. I was told, oh, Kim's excellent. And I sat down, and she goes, you're going through change. I'm like, you can tell? She's like, oh, yeah, change is good. She was very optimistic about it, very positive about it. I love it. Which, as are we.
Yeah.
But just to go back to where we were talking earlier, if you weren't watching or listening, I see a lot of people jumping in here late. And whatever you want to talk about, we're going to start Taco Time Viewer Takeover early now. But it's exciting to learn new things and see new people and experience new things, not the least of which is the Calgary Stampede Parade and Kevin Costner. And nobody has told me yet. It doesn't shock me that our viewers wouldn't know. But can somebody please tell me through the YouTube chat or the text line or Twitter, whatever, numbers on the screen, what do you wear to the unveiling of the Ferrari line of cars? Because it's not just any 2023 line of cars, it's Ferrari. And I've been invited to it. So I got to miss the first night of Cody Snyder bull busting. I would think you wear a different thing to bull busting than the Ferrari line of cars unveiling, but I don't know.
No, you're on the right track. You at least got that figured out. It would be a different wardrobe, although it is Stampede season, so you could wear your best Wranglers and the button-up plaid if you did want to go down that route.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you could. But whatever it is, whatever your style is, if you want to go the athletic style, you want to go the business, it's just got to be the best of it.
Oh.
So it's just got to be clean and well put together, right?
You met my mom, right?
Briefly, yes.
But you never met my dad?
No.
But my mom, she's a lot like me. Things come to her that most people wouldn't think. And my mom once said to me, why do people dress up like cowboys to go to rodeos? You don't wear hockey equipment to go to a hockey game. That was my mom.
It's a great point. It's a great point.
Because my brother was a competitive rodeo cowboy. But my mom would never dress up like a cowgirl to go to the rodeos. She would always be dressed up and very prim and proper. She was of that ilk, that generation.
Yeah.
She would be dressed to the nines, but not in cowboy stuff. She's not a cowgirl.
Well, yeah.
She was a farm girl. But she's like, why? Yeah, my cousin Christine in medicine hat says, your best suit. Unfortunately, it ain't here. Is that what I'm expected to wear, my best suit?
No, I don't think you need to do that, no. But you want to look good, for sure.
I always look good.
Well, yeah, of course. But, I mean, whatever. I mean, you'll be fine. We'll walk you through it. We'll check out different wardrobes, do that whole thing. But, on the cowboy thing, I mean, I guess we do wear jerseys to hockey games, so if you wore the plaid shirt, but the boots and the hat and everything else, yeah, it makes sense.
From my cousin Chris, she says, wonderful dresser. She's referring to my mother. Robin in Prince Albert says, your most fancy Ukrainian dress shoes, and make sure you have a Ric Flair robe. Come on, let's get serious. The other night, when I was in the Malcolm restaurant in Canmore on my own because Darren decided to do other things, guy comes in to the bar in a robe and slippers.
What?
That's what I thought.
Okay. Did he sit
didn't
down?
seem like he thought there would be anything wrong with that. He looked a little like Ryan Seacrest, Justin Hartley kind of. Well, you don't know Justin Hartley from This Is Us, but that's what he...
Okay.
Good-looking, athletic guy.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to tell him what to wear.
I see.
I'm like, dude, you're standing in a bar wearing a robe and slippers. He ordered a couple of drinks.
He did. Okay.
And took them out on a tray. Like what I say earlier about learning new things and seeing new things. I mean, the one thing about the sweatpants capital is... you can wear sweatpants to anything and you wouldn't look out of line. I feel like that's not how it goes here.
That's what it was like in Estevan when we showed up to the dinner.
Whatever you want.
I wore a suit, you wore a suit, right?
We were overdressed.
I didn't wear a tie, but my Dale Mike, his first thing, he's like, oh, you didn't get the dress code, which was jeans and a golf shirt. Right. But that's dressed up. That's what I come from. We both come from that, though, where
the hockey wear.
Nice jeans and a nice polo shirt tucked in is a great. That's your formal wear.
We'll get to something serious in a moment, but maybe. Ryan in Toronto watching says, just no T-shirt at the event. Fair. Christine says, actually, in this day and age, you'll see everything. Probably, but you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. And the Ferrari people were nice enough to invite me to their event. I don't want to show up looking like a lube. And from John, our Navy friend, he says, I'd wear a hat to keep the sun off. Cowboys are smart. Do you know the origin of a cowboy hat, why it's shaped the way that it is?
No.
The back was shaped to keep the sun off your neck. The front was to keep the rain off the front.
Makes sense.
That's a fact.
Okay.
Firemen's helmets are built the way they are to keep falling lumber off. That's why it has that back piece on it.
Yeah.
And regarding the cowboy shirt, Grant Jennings, I don't know, did you see on the Facebook? Beginning tomorrow, we'll be broadcasting from a rodeo arena. Where's the time gone? Grant Jennings, the two-time Stanley Cup champion with Pittsburgh, he says that I should jump on one. And I said, can I borrow your plaid shirt that you wore in Estevan? Because it's his Saskatchewan shirt. And he said, yeah, that I could, but it might be big for me in some places.
Oh.
Hockey guys. We'll be right back, okay, with Viewer Takeover. More of it for Taco Time. As we open a brand new week, we're live from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Let's talk about Monday Night Football, okay? Because there is a game tonight. You're watching on Game Plus Television, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio streaming now at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Peterson Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Peterson Show today.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right. Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com. Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop staffed by PGA of Canada professionals is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Okay, here we go. It is Taco Time Viewer Takeover. And where are we? Taco Time has over 120 locations across Canada. So there's always one near you. The Moose is with us here in the final segment. It's our last day at the Stage Bar. I don't know what's going on. As you know, Moose, I leave the technical aspect and components and the look to you. But I guess we're just continuing where we left off before the break. Lee Genier, our executive out here. Remember we're supposed to be broadcasting from a rodeo arena beginning tomorrow. And Lee's like, can we get some bulls running around here? I'm like, Lee, you don't just get bulls running around. It's 10 in the morning. Do bulls go for a morning skate? A shoot around in the morning? What happens the morning of a bull riding event?
Yeah.
Can somebody help me?
Well, and I know once they get started, I don't know what they do in between days. Do they stay there in the pen?
I have no idea, right?
Yeah.
Devin in Burns Lake, BC, as we get on track, texting us on the 902 line, 902-518-3033. He says, good morning. Hiring Rick Bowness is a good hiring. It's not what we wanted, but it is what we need. I didn't know Devin was a Jets fan from Burns Lake, BC.
It's a Batman line.
It's not what we want.
It's not the hero you want. It's the hero you need.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Batman for a while. Saw Top Gun twice.
And maybe a third time. After Elvis the second time. Right?
Landmark Cinemas, wonderful partners of ours. And I saw on the weekend, I don't know if people were tagging you, but they were tagging me, of going to Landmark Cinemas to watch the movies of which we've been speaking.
Oh, good.
And tag us when you go, and we'll share your photos. How about that? That just came into my head.
Great. Love it.
Don in Ottawa watching says, I said Nathan Rourke and Trey Ford had a leg up on U.S. quarterbacks because they played the Canadian game at a young age while Americans had to learn our game. The gentleman from Winnipeg felt that Nathan Rourke learned nothing of the Canadian game while growing up. I disagreed. Oh, they were having a fight in the chat. Thank you for clarifying, Don, earlier. That's not a discussion. That's not a rabbit hole I want to go down now, but I will talk about tonight's Monday night football game. I have not done a lot of research into this because I've been following the USFL. I've been going to the spirituality fair in Canmore. Why are they playing on a Monday night in Toronto? Has anybody said? Can somebody tell me why?
I don't know.
I'm not against it.
No, but I was I was actually in the mall. Was it Saturday morning or Sunday morning reading your column? And what did you say? Toronto is playing on a Monday night because they think they're American, right? Was it your column?
That was my column, yeah.
It was pretty good. But I don't know why they're playing on a Monday. It's not a long weekend, right?
Maybe they were waiting for the Blue Jays to get out of town, which if they did, that's smart. But Wayne in Texas writes us on the 902 line. Clearly watching us on Game Plus television down there where we're very big in Amarillo, I've found, Houston, and Odessa, Texas.
Okay.
We have a lot of viewers down there. We're getting mail from there, but CFL fans too. Wayne in Texas says, good day, Rod. I was wondering what your thoughts are on how weak the East Division seems to be every year. I think it keeps happening. If it keeps happening, the league will have to make the playoff system. The top two teams get byes, the 1-6. Okay, let's just, in order of what you asked, because that was in my column too, and clearly you read it, Moose.
Mm-hmm.
I think I added up. West Division teams are 13-4. East Division teams are 2-8. And there were people I mean, God bless the people that are trying to cover this league.
Yeah.
You don't want to poo-poo on their opinions. And I'm not going to name them either. But it was a guy from down east going, this is the first year the East will be stronger. I'm like, no, it's not. But you know what? I didn't say anything. I'm like, let's just wait until the season starts. And
yeah.
So when he says what's going to happen in the future for the league if this continues, why would we care? It's been this way 20 years. They take it more seriously out here. That's all I can say.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can say.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's not the players or the coaches or anything. It's the entire organization. You know, when you live and breathe football 24/7, the community does. You're always focused on it. You're always thinking about it. There's a little more urgency when you're on the field. Yeah. There's a little more, all of that, right? When you're in the hotbed. And there's that expectation that you always have to be competitive and good. So there's a little more urgency to put in that extra work, I think.
The gentleman is giving me a lot to think about. This might be the topic of my commentary tomorrow. Why is the West always better than the East? Because in the National Hockey League, there's styles of player difference between the two conferences, and not Western Hockey League, same thing. Why is this? Without even spending much time on it, I think it's exactly what you and I just said. Last minute of play in the RP show. Last minute. They take it more seriously out here.
Yeah.
It means more. Players might get stopped on the street and asked, why'd you drop that pass? Not just in Saskatchewan, but potentially here in Calgary. I told a story earlier of running into Derek Dennis in the mall, and you can attest what I said to him.
Yeah.
Are you following me? He jumped back. Guy's like the size of a mountain.
Oh, yeah.
Regarding what do you wear to a Ferrari unveiling, which I'll be going to on Wednesday, BW in Edmonton says, Rod, get those leather pants that the Moose keeps talking about.
We've traded those in, brah.
For?
Jean shorts.
Daisy Dukes. I might add, I've yet to see leather pants on a man, nor Daisy Dukes. But the day ain't over yet.
That's right.
Okay, Moose, thanks.
Great show.
Thanks to Leslie. Thanks to John Lou. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Who has more fun than us?
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. Awesome. Right on.